We had to march everywhere, didn't we? And
So I like to do plays, and I like to go into talent quests at school and stuff, which Donnie would never do. But we both loved racing, and my brother being the jockey, we were just mad racing freaks. I bought every magazine that ever came out about horse racing, and so too did Donnie. What was it called?
Turf Monthly.
Turf Monthly, all right. So we had a stack of Turf Monthlies you couldn't jump over.
Rossi was in my sister's class. Like, he was about 7 years older than us. And we always followed his career, Donnie and myself.
We chatted about this race day, and he said the first one won't win, the second one will. He only had the 2 rides. And I'd stayed home from school to listen to a radio and hear how he went. And all of a sudden there's a 5-horse fall. He apparently went to stand up, and the last horse normally would go round, but just came straight through the dust and kicked him in the head and killed him. Can't remember much for many days. Sort of vaguely remember it was a very big funeral. It just was a really, really, really sad thing for me. My life, my idol was gone, you know.
He had a long time off school, and my parents said, "Oh, be careful, you know, like what you say to Donnie."
And I set myself this thing that I've got to be better or as good as he was to prove how good he would be. And unfortunately, it's the biggest no-no of my life that I couldn't go on and prove that, you know.
We made a pact that we were going to leave. I was in the November or the December, and I turned 14 in the March, and I think Donnie was 14 in the December.
To get out of school, he wrote a letter for me, and I wrote a letter for him to say we are moving to Victoria.
yeah, I think I went to Brisbane.
You went to Brisbane, did you? Yeah. Had a nice time up there. My Victoria was Warwick Farm Racecourse.
Both handed in the same day, and I always remember the headmaster, his name was Bill, and we had our textbooks and that. He said, just give us the textbooks and go. So we did.
That was the parting of the way. We didn't see each other, I think, ever again until late 1970s. When you're in the stables in those days, very strict. It was like going to a monastery, you know. The only way you could go out with the girls was to have them come to the stable maybe, and you sneak a little pash or whatever, you know, but you weren't allowed to go to the theatre or go anywhere. For fear, number one, you'd probably eat something and you'd put on weight. You did most weeks 7 days a week. Sometimes you'd be given Sunday afternoon off to go home, see your family, come back again. Very strict. And he was out in the wide, wide world doing whatever he was doing with his mates. Probably someone had a car and they'd be going to night spots or whatever, dances.
I don't know, I met Mary when I was about 17 and sort of went on from there, you know. I think the first time I took her out, I took her to the races. It
was Sunday night, and I was bored sitting at home, so I thought, bugger it, I'll go around and see what's happening at the Marconi Club, and I did. I don't even remember why I did it, but I got up and started singing in this band. That became a regular gig. I was working in the stable, getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning, working through the day, and then I'd be off with the band singing in a pub somewhere till midnight, bring all these people back to the stable, party all night, and then start working again. It was a very funny arrangement. And so that got the better of me. I thought, this is too good, you know. There are women, there's all sorts of things here. And you get to stay up late and you can do what you like. So I thought, I'll give this stable caper a big mess, and that's when I split from the stable. That led to the Reg Grundy label and a signing, one song, that's shortly after we split.
Come on down with me. Meet me Saturday night in Fairyland.
It got a lot of airplay in Sydney. I remember hearing it on the radio. I remember liking it. Fairyland was just a nicely constructed piece of sort of, you know, a quasi-psychedelic pop.
Fantasies are free. Silver bells and cockle shells. Secret places.
This one mate of mine, we just sort of started off bricklayer because his brother was a bricklayer. We didn't know what we were doing really. We just sort of learnt and kept at it. I ended up becoming a licensed builder. I built a lot of houses. I always had behind me mind I'd train dogs, but you've got to be set up properly, you know. And rather than try and win it out of the dogs, I thought, well, I'll do it out of me hard yakka, and that's what happened.
There was a job came up for a disc jockey, King's Cross Disco. That nightclub was probably the best disco in the city.